All right, well, not a great first half for us. We got stuck there early in the first half. Too many turnovers, too many careless turnovers, poor spacing. Just didn't have great execution on offense. And you know, overall, defensively, I thought we were competitive in the first half. But offensively, you know, whether it's a missed shot or a careless pass or wasted possession, something that we've been talking a lot about, but just didn't have a lot of carryover from practice in our video sessions. So we know what we have to do in the second half. We got a little bit more energy. We tried to turn up the heat a little bit more with our defense, and we got had a little bit of a run there, cut it to 10, then they make 2 threes on us in a row. And we're just not getting enough guys in double figures. And when you turn the ball over like we turned the ball over, especially in the first half, it's going to limit our success offensively. So we'll keep working on it. I thought our guys showed some fight in the second half, but just wasn't good enough against a veteran team.
Question for the player. Right.
For both guys, offensively, it was more than 10 minutes in the first half without a basket. What was going on at that point?
AJ, why don't you start?
First off, I just want to give credit to Clemson. They were the better team tonight. First half, you know, they had good defense, so just give credit to them on why we weren't scoring.
Yeah, just started our offense with a slow start. Like Coach said, got limited turnovers, wasted possessions, and just get better with our mistakes.
For the player, both, how much did that, I mean, just seeing the snowball, and there have been games that's happened before, struggling to score and turns into defensive miscues. So what was going on? Why were y'all kind of snowballing there?
AJ.
I just think it's a lot of wasted possessions, you know, just breakdowns of some of the stuff we do. But just give credit to Clemson. You know, they were the better team tonight.
Just like he said, just Clemson came out energy. We was a little slow on energy, but we picked it up in the second half. It's just our energy was a little low.
You guys in the second half a couple times had runs 8-0, 6-0. It was down to 10-9. What was going on in those moments, and did you feel like you were close to getting it over the top?
Like I said, we just picked up our energy, came together more, got a little more physical than we was in the first half. Just pushing the ball faster than what we did in the first half.
We just picked up the pace, like Donta said. We try to focus on not having wasted possessions like in the first half, so that turned to some of the runs. If we would have done that in the first half, I think it would have been a better outcome.
We'll go to Alex over here. This is the last one for the player.
For Avery, how much do you think this offense relies on clutch threes or hitting threes in rhythm? And it just seems like when you're not doing it, like you started, not you, but the team started 0 for 5 from 3. Does that kind of take away from what this offense is capable of?
I don't think so. I just think we take the open shots when they're available, and then if not, we try to get into the lane. But our offense is not just predicated on making threes; it's moving the ball, spacing. So it's not just the 3-point makes.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. I'll take questions for Coach now. Start here in the back.
Yeah, I was just gonna check on Corbin Collins, get a quick update on him.
Yeah, I'm headed into the training room to check on him. When I talked to Clark, it's some sort of a growing issue, and I'm not saying that it's not looking good, but based on my brief conversation with Clark, he sustained some sort of growing injury. Okay, so I'll have an update for you guys tomorrow.
How much of that, I mean, we were talking about earlier in the week about, you know, kind of you wanted the team to take on your personality, and it did seem that stretch of the 0-11, you know, the team just kind of folded on both ends a little bit. How much?
You know what, it's not so much about toughness and grit as much as it is leadership. We're starving to get some leadership on the floor, and guys that have the potential to lead. We want them to not be ashamed of their leadership ability. And part of leadership is pointing, getting your teammate in the right position, holding your teammate accountable. So we just need to mature a little bit. It's my responsibility. It's not the player's fault. But we just need to improve in terms of leadership and communication and organization and also recognition. Are you open for a three, or can you put the ball on the floor to get somebody else a better shot? So all of the things we talk about, we're going to watch film again tonight, and they'll say, oh, okay, you're right. Well, we're just trying to get it right in the games, and it's my job to help them get it right because they are good kids.
Coach, as far as I know, Corbin's hurt now, but he and Dazon have been the kind of the starting guards for you. Do you need, as you've watched this team develop over these 10 games, do you think you need those guys to attack more on the dribble and kind of create more for their teammates?
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. And when you attack, we just had too many careless passes. You know, I tell our guys all the time, you know, you think about your closest family member. You're not going to throw them away because you love them, right? Just think about this. So value that ball just like you value your closest family member, because it's that important. In any sport, baseball, football, basketball, errors in baseball, interceptions in football, we had too many interceptions in the first half. It's not going to work. We got to, and then the guy that's receiving the pass, he has to do what we call save the passer. He's not going to always make a perfect pass. But again, that's something that we're working on.
How critical were those 2 threes that I think DeVoe and Holmes hit to kind of end that run right there?
And I think the first one was at the end, close to the end of the shot clock. You're talking about the one in the left corner? Yeah, and we didn't get there on the rotation fast enough. Then the second one, we were on the guy, but not on him enough to force him to put the ball on the floor. And we had a little bit of momentum there. So, you know, but when you need Hail Marys like we do, if you're down and you're fighting back, it's not trying to cut the deficit. It's why were you down 16 points in the first place?
In the first half, when you called some timeouts, when the big run was happening and the shots weren't falling, what was the message at that point?
Mainly, let's keep our composure. If we could just keep our composure, our guys started dropping their heads too much. I've been talking to them a lot about adversity. Life is not always perfect. We miss a shot, then we drop our head. We turn the ball over, we drop our head, we don't get back on defense. That's not the type of professionalism that we want on the floor. So more than trying to draw up a play, I was trying to deal with their mindset. And even at halftime, just trying to get them in the right frame of mind.
Coach, obviously the turnovers in that 10-minute stretch without points was a big factor. What do you think of the shot selection during that time from your team?
We're not a great team at having the best shot selection. We look like a new team with a bunch of new guys. And some of the guys that are taking those shots are new. So whether it's a guy that was a red shirt, now he's eligible. A guy that came from, maybe JUCO, or a young player on our team. So that's something that we're working on. But we're not going to be able to win with one guy or two guys in double figures. We got to have some balanced scoring there. And we got to do a good job of getting the ball inside a little bit more, and our big guys have to finish. But, we are not going to practice tonight. I wish we could. All right, so we're going to practice tomorrow, and we're going to work on it. But we have to go into this break and get this bad taste out of our mouths. And with us trying to play games in Birmingham, and now next game in Huntsville, this is important to us. And we hope that Birmingham don't give up on us, because we're coming back again.
We got time for 2 more with Alex.
It looked like at certain points you were telling, I think after even Braxton airballed it in 3 in that second half, you're telling players to calm down. How much of that, the poor shot selection, was maybe trying to force issue and force a shot when it's not?
But the story is not necessarily just poor shot selection. Also, when we get wide open threes, take it and make it. We had a couple of situations where we threw a beautiful pass to somebody that was open, then they wouldn't take it and they turned the ball over. So, just recognition. we got a long ways to go. We're, 9 games into the season. We play this next game, practice, come back over after the break, have a couple of 2-a-day practices and film sessions, and hopefully some of the problems that we've been having going into our next game and on into our last game before SEC play, we can solve some of those issues.
Take the last question right here.
What did you see from Avery Jr.? How important is he, especially if maybe Corbin's out for a little bit?
I just think he's been steady overall. I don't have any unrealistic expectations for him. Okay, my plan never was to necessarily play him 28 minutes. All right, it was 10 to 12 minutes. Get out there and give us a spark. But like my coaches tell me, if he's doing the job and getting the job done, we got to roll with him. But I just think he had a stretch there where he helped us. But then we also had some breakdowns on defense. So, we got to play the best guys, and they got to play minutes, and we need some energy from the rest of the guys that's coming off the bench.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.